It's 2 p.m. and we are back for another edition of Hot Jobs here with us here at Higher Military. How is everybody? Super great to see you all today. Let us know that you're here. Pop your name, where you're watching from in the comments, and also what you're interested in hearing about today. Is it the SkillBridge internship program? Is it direct hire? Do you have any questions at all for us in terms of the job search? How is your resume looking? Anything that you've got for us right now, we would love to hear it and love to be able to I'm struggling with my words today, answer your questions as we go along today. If this is your first time with us, welcome. We are Higher Military and we are here to showcase our newest SkillBridge internships and direct hire or permanent job opportunities this week. We also have a lot of experience and information to be able to share with you, specifically for those on their job search journey. Hey, Amber. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Lucas. Kyle, it's lovely to see you, Kyle. I know you're here every week, but it's great to have you here. Anthony calling in from California. Thank you for joining us. If you've been with us before, you know exactly how this works. We take the time to be able to tell you what's going on in our world, as well as showcase SkillBridge internships and the direct hire opportunities. And if you are not familiar, we are here for the whole of the military population. If you're a military spouse, our jobs are open to you. If you're a transitioning service member, our jobs are open to you, a veteran, open to you, and a dependent. So I know that's a question we get asked an awful lot, but we want to make that very clear that all of our permanent job opportunities are open to anybody that has ever lived within the military population. The SkillBridge internship program is slightly different. I know we also get a lot of questions around the eligibility for that, so I will just go over that very briefly right now and then reiterate a little bit later. But SkillBridge, if you are not familiar, is open to those who are on active duty, and your eligibility starts within your last 180 days of active duty. Unfortunately, I know that there are programs out there for military spouses, there are programs out there for veterans, but the one that we specifically work on is the DoD SkillBridge or Army CSP program, and that is open to those transitioning from the military, and the baseline criteria is being on active duty when you do apply. You can see up here, highermilitary.us. If you go to our website, you will find all of our opportunities that are open right now. So if you are a motivated job seeker, or if we go through the requisitions that we have today and you think, nothing for me there, definitely do take a look at our website and see if there's anything else. We do only share a highlight reel, the wave tops of the roles that we have. We probably have about 50 permanent roles and 50 SkillBridge internship opportunities. So we are unable to share them all on this live. Equally, if you take a look at that and again think, nothing for me here right now, do take the time to register your details into our database. You will find the opportunity to do so on the homepage, and that is found under Join the Talent Pool. So what that means is whenever we get a new role that comes through, we go to that database first of all to see if there's anybody that is actively seeking for roles there. And if there is not, we then do send out an email on a bi-weekly basis just to keep you updated on everything that we are doing. Also on the event here on LinkedIn today, on the homepage of the event, there are some links for you to take a look at. And I would just briefly go over those. One is Mike Quinn's Mastering LinkedIn webinar. If you're not familiar, Mike Quinn, our CEO, on a monthly basis through the USO Transitions team, delivers a webinar to teach you everything you need to know about mastering LinkedIn. So definitely take a look at that. And if you are keen and if you're interested, do register ahead of time for that. Also, if you are in the job search journey right now and you really want to optimize the way that you are submitting applications and sending your resume, take a look at our piece that we have hosted on our website under the resources section, which is at the top on the toolbar at the top, called How to Target Your Resume. It will teach you everything you need to know about taking a position description, a job description, taking your resume and putting the two together to make you a candidate of choice, to make your application as competitive as possible. So definitely take a look at that. Also, one last one is the Beginner's Guide to an Effective LinkedIn Profile. If you did want to go to Mike's webinar, and I see here that Lisa says it's great, it is great, but you don't have the opportunity or you can't make the time, do take a look at the piece that we wrote in terms of just a very quick read. It's probably 4 or 5 minutes, just the points to recognize when it comes to really creating an optimal and ultimate LinkedIn profile so that you can be found by recruiters if that is what you are hoping to achieve. So we have got lots of people in the chat today. I can see Deborah from Philadelphia. So lovely to see you. Hey, Tom. Hey, Larry. Amber Flores is in the chat from our recruiting team. So if you have questions in real time, she will be able to answer those, as well as Amber Pitkin. So great to see everybody here. But what you may see, or hopefully you see, again, falling over my words, that is unusual is we have Milani Nasami in the chat with us today. And Milani is with Veteran Service Brands. Now, if you've been to one of these LinkedIn lives before, you will have heard us talk about Veteran Service Brands, or you may be more familiar with GeForce or Mach 1. Those are two of their brands within the franchise opportunity. But we invited her here today because we've been talking about your organization for the longest time. Milani and I met, 3-4 weeks ago when I was down in Tampa for their national conference, and we had an absolute blast. It was such a good time. And I learned so much about the opportunity that I didn't know beforehand. And I just thought it would be wonderful to have her join us so that I can ask a couple of questions really to amplify this opportunity across our community and just to share the information. So thank you for joining us today. It's really lovely to have you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate you guys having me.
So tell us a little bit about which brands you work with at the moment, because you and your husband, so this is a joint venture, you've got a couple of brands within the franchise opportunity.
Yes, here, I'll just give a quick intro. My name is Milani Munusami. I'm co-owner of GeForce Parking Lot Striping and Mach 1 within Tampa. My husband, Vishal, and I own them together because we are both veterans. We have a military background. And although Vishal has completed his service, I'm still proudly serving. I'm going on 24 years. In the past 24 years, I've served in active duty, Texas Reserve, Texas National Guard, Minnesota National Guard, and now I'm finishing up in the Florida National Guard. Now, we actually both met while we were serving active duty in Germany. And ironically, that's the country that I call home country. But no, we have went through a lot of different things through our lives. And eventually we became proud members of the Veteran Service Brands. But I'll go ahead and let you ask your questions, and then I'll get more into that.
Yeah, so my first question that I wanted to ask you today, because, we could ask you the normal ones, like, how did you start? Why did you do it? But I wanted to, and we've done that before with people who have joined us, but I wanted to find out a little bit more about your motivation and really what drew you to this. So really beyond business ownership, what did entice, what did draw you and Vish, specifically to Veteran Service Brands? What was it about this opportunity that made you stop and go, yeah, actually, I'm super interested. Let's have a conversation.
I'm laughing because it's been a nice ride. But okay, well, let's start. To be honest, Veteran Service Brand didn't actually even exist at the time that we came on board. At the time, it was a man and his vision. For us, we were just looking for a way to create something of our own. And Vishal at the time was doing a lot of research of every possible opportunity that existed out there. Initially, we wanted to build a pool hall with a veteran theme, but that was simply financially unrealistic. During that time, I was and continue to work at the VA as a provider, so I have that career still. So 95% of the stuff that we would do, research that was completed, was done by Vishal. At the end of each day, we would discuss his findings, and we would kind of see if there's any of those that we could make reality. Most of the ideas, as great as they were, didn't really seem to have the outcome that we were looking for, nor did they have the startup cost that we could actually afford. Well, Vishal diligently continued to search, and at one point, we started discussing franchising. Not just franchising as in what we are doing now, but just as a whole. And there were a lot. He read up on a few, and then we realized there were a couple of things that there were some things out there that was very, again, unrealistic financially. So then we specifically started looking for veteran franchises or veteran-owned franchises, and came across a few. We realized that there were a few out there that we didn't really have the skill set for those particular ones. So we weren't really sure about it. However, 5 minutes after we looked up one particular one, we received an email, and it was January 30th, 2018. Yes, we remember it like it was yesterday. And it was from the man with a vision, Jack. So Jack was in the process of creating a franchise that was specifically by owners that were veterans. So lucky for us, we got to come in contact with him. Now, the reality of it was we were scared. I was more scared than Michelle. We set up a couple meetings with Jack via phone to discuss it further. And I'm not really the risk taker in the family when it comes, especially not when it comes to finances. And I don't really trust a lot of people due to my military background. So for me, this was a lot tougher to move forward with it than Vishal. I seemed to halt it at times. Now, Vishal, on the other hand, was very open to the idea and excited. Now, we met with Jack a couple times, and I would ask questions in a very hostile manner. I know I was not. I don't feel like I was very nice. I thought I was nice, but at the end, Vishal would tell me, "Why do you have to talk like that?" And I'm just like, I want to make sure that his intentions are in the right place. You know, we didn't really know him yet. So, and then each document that was sent to us, I combed through it like with a fine comb, and questioned everything that I didn't understand, and found people on the outside that could help me understand it better. Well, Vishal and I had many nightly discussions and every day. And eventually, and at that point, Vishal was meeting with Jack a lot more frequently because I was at work. And they built a very good, positive relationship has now developed into not just a mentorship and a friendship, but a family connection.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, was still very hesitant, which had nothing to do with Jack or the possibilities of success. Nope, it had everything to do with me, and where I was scared that financially we might not be able to move forward, and because I've been in charge of our finances for our entire marriage. Now, we continued with this endeavor because we noticed that Jack was investing a lot of his time throughout the process. He was very honest. He shared his past successes and or failures. He was super supportive, and not at any point was he trying to forcefully convince us to do this. He was very patient, especially with my questions and my hostile tone. But and then he shared a lot of resources and assistance, even in the local area. He's up north and we're in Florida, so he shared a lot and gave us the ability to talk with some other people, because in the past he's had some franchises as well. Now in February, we bought our truck, and then Vishal went to Minnesota to get trained on the entire new skill of parking lot striping. And on September 1st, we became the first official franchisees of G-Force Parking Lot Striping. Fast forward to 2021, at which point the veteran service brand was created by Jack and Craig, and we decided to become the first owners of another franchise, which is Mach 1 Epoxy Floors. We also didn't know anything about that, but now we do. All right.
And so you guys have become incredibly successful. I saw the success in the whole of the room while I was there. There's over 70 owner-operators across all of these brands, but you guys are sitting up there in the top 5. So my question to you is, what advice would you give other veterans considering a path into a franchise post-active duty, or now, many years post-active duty? What have you learned?
Man, okay. So I have to hone this in. Well, first of all, transitioning from the military service to civilian life is a very daunting task. And some people know about this, and some people who are spouses may not know about this. So that's kind of why I'm answering it this way. But many fellow veterans and I, we've had this discussion 100 times over. It's just not easy to reinsert ourselves back into the community as a different member. And then it's even harder not to be wearing our uniform and have a specific daily purpose. So our purpose was gone. Now it was just like we had to reinvent ourselves. You kind of have to figure out who you are as a person, since you no longer have that tie. So that's the transitioning part. It feels like you're completely starting over your life. And sometimes we don't really have a lot to show for all the years of service, that others might understand. So for us, it may be something that we can show for and understand, but a person who has no military background may not see that as anything. And it could be as simple as, yes, I survived. And somebody might see that as, okay, well, I survive every day, because they may not have a full understanding of how the military is. Well, however, there are a few of us who have discovered a new sense of purpose and fulfillment by becoming franchise partners. So that's what we are here in the Veteran Service Brands. We are franchise partners, and we start creating our own paths. My advice to other veterans who might be interested in becoming a franchise partner, if it's here or any other franchise, is to do your research and ensure that what you decide aligns with your values and your goals. Make sure before you jump all the way in that it's something that makes sense to you and your family. Franchising is a great path, as it allows for an established business model and support system. And not all franchises are created equal. Now, here at Veteran Service Brands, we the best way that I explain this is we're like the umbrella. So if you ever hear the word military, then you automatically think about the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, Space Force, everybody. You automatically identify that. Now, Veteran Service Brand is very similar to that. On each of the brackets of the umbrella stands for each of the brands that we have an opportunity to be part of as veterans. And that's G-Force Parking Lot Striping, Paint Corps, Field Ops, Mach 1, Air Ops, and the Ballard Battalion.
Yeah.
So there's a lot under it. So now when I think of Veteran Service Brand, that's immediately what I go to. That's kind of off the question. I'm sorry. All right.
You're fine. And I think actually you've mentioned Jack a couple of times. People here may not know who Jack is. Jack Child is the founder of Veteran Service Brands, and he's just a true inspiration. When I was in that room and I was asking everybody, why did you get involved in the first place? What was it? The overarching theme, and I got this message time and time again, was I met Jack, and he appeared to want success for me more than he wanted it for himself. And he is like the founding father of the organization. He is a true inspiration. And it's, he knows that I've told him this, that when he first came to us and said, hey, will you support us? Will you help us with the recruitment? Will you help us with the amplification of our program? I was like, ooh, franchise. No, I'm not 100% sure about that. But he 100% won me over. He is just a phenomenal person. And I would work for him tomorrow. Mike Quinn, I still want to work for you. But Jack really is an amazing person. And I can see why he has had the success through you guys, because he's genuine and he's authentic and he wants it for everybody. And I think, sorry.
That was going to be my next point too, is to investigate the franchisor's reputation and what they've done. And you're absolutely right with Jack. He actually, if there is any kind of stress or struggle or challenges or failure, it actually affects him in the same way as he is that person. So it is a really good, and I called him the daddy of G-Force a couple years ago too as well. So now he's the daddy of Veteran Service Brand. But to finish up, ask many questions, and then talk to other franchise partners. We have we have about 72 or more franchise partners that a new veteran could communicate with to find out. We didn't have that when Rochelle and I came on. We kind of was like, all right, we're going to do this and see what happens.
It was a total leap of faith for you guys. But now, there is that intelligence, there is that research that people can do. And actually, most recently, we have helped place the COO of the organization. Jay Sperry is working as a Skillbridge intern in that position until his active duty service ends. And that is exactly what he did. He went and had conversations with as many people as he possibly could to identify, I guess, the legitimacy of the organization and really consolidate and validate for him that this was a great opportunity for him. One last question, and we'll keep it quick because I know that Kate and I have to move on. But what has been your biggest challenge so far that you faced as a franchisee?
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So veteran franchise partners, as veteran franchise partners, we've faced numerous challenges. One of the hurdles was we had to learn an entire new process. We were inexperienced. We had lack of knowledge when it comes to business endeavors, and we absolutely knew nothing about parking lot striping or epoxy flooring installation. So we kind of had to become masters at that, understand how to complete estimates, learn about marketing skills, learn about business insurance, figure out how to hire and train staff, and then understand all the different policies at the local and the state level. Now, this wasn't an easy feat, but we definitely persevered. But one of the biggest and most frustrating things that we did experience was the SBA loan. And that was only frustrating to us because we knew nothing about it. And we didn't, even though we read some here and there, we were reading too fast. We weren't really paying attention. So when it comes to the application process, definitely a suggestion is to read the instructions, create a checklist, have everything set up before you go and push forward, because it took us many months to get through the SBA loans, and it was because of our lack of knowledge. Otherwise, I don't think it would have taken that long. And of course, we have any new franchise partner that comes on now has access to over 70 owners within our veteran service brand that they can help and with the process and navigate the SBA maze.
Yeah, so you've made it easier for those coming up behind you, just like the military does. Milani, thank you. It's always a treat to spend time with you. I really appreciate you joining us today. And if anybody here is interested in hearing more, definitely drop a message below. I see Josh already has, and we will get back to you, Josh, on that question. But if you're interested in hearing about the franchise opportunity, let us know, either through a DM or here in the chat. Or if you are still active duty and you're like, oh, an internship could be in my cards in this organization, we have a couple that are open on our website. In Philadelphia, we are looking for an operations manager to support the business there. That is an awesome opportunity. And I would love to talk to somebody about that, because that really is working with the franchise owner operator right now to really develop and run their business. We have an internship in Akron, Ohio, so just south of Cleveland. As a crew member, that's a great role for somebody coming out maybe after their first enlistment. So definitely connect with us if you're interested in that. And finally, we have a couple of roles. If Heflin, Alabama, if Northern Alabama is home to you and that's where you're looking to move back to, or you are already there, we have a great permanent role, potentially for a spouse, as an ops administrator to support the business there, GeForce parking lot striping. We also have an internship on the ground supporting the parking lot striping there as well. Can be internship or direct hire. So if any of these sound of interest to you, definitely connect, definitely drop a comment or send me a DM. And Milani, as always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch up later.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I love Hire Military. They're awesome. We didn't have that transition when I initially got out. So this is such a good resource. Please use it and contact us if you have questions. I'm on LinkedIn, guys. Bye.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye. Kate, it's down to us now. It's over to us. You got some permanent roles to share today, but before we even do that, we didn't even make any introduction. So why don't you kick off and make an introduction? I'll do mine, and then we'll go to the roles.
Sounds good. Hey everyone, Kate Wood here, recruiting manager here at Hire Military, Army veteran. My husband's still on active duty, so I'm on the spouse side. Really excited to share some roles with you today. It was great to hear from Milani. So let's get into it, Lucy.
And I'm Lucy, active duty spouse here in the interior of Alaska. Fairbanks is home to me right now, where it is a balmy or a tropical, as my husband told me, 38 degrees. I am loving the warm weather right now. Great to be here. And I've got some Skillbridge internships to share with you today after Kate does hers. So back to you, Kate.
Wonderful. So on the direct hire side, and that means anyone that is actively job searching, you're ready to start in a new role within the next month to 2 months. We have 2 roles to share today. Again, just wave tops. We have, I think, 60 plus vacancies currently open on direct hire. You can see all of our vacancies at hiremilitary.us. The first role I want to mention just very quickly, we have multiple vacancies open in both the DC metro area as well as the Fayetteville, North Carolina area. These are hybrid. It's about 2 days in office. The rest you can work remotely. We are looking for people at the manager and senior manager level. And we need people with finance background, audit background, compliance. If that sounds like you, you can type manager, senior manager into the chats. These roles are with a Big Four accounting firm or Big Four consultancy firm. Really great opportunities, mid six-figure salary range. So definitely look into those. You can just type audit into the chat if you want to hear more on those. The next opportunity that I wanted to share is a new vacancy we just took last week. This is a pre-construction specialist. This is available in a hybrid nature in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, great location, Tennessee, very veteran-friendly state. This is hybrid. It's about 2 to 3 days in office. The rest you can work remotely. This company is a household, well-known brand. They work in the car parts industry. This role requires someone that has that architecture, engineering background. They need someone that has experience specifically designing and drawing structures. So if that sounds like you, if you've got that AutoCAD background, please let us know. You can just type pre-construction into the chat. We'll provide more information on that opportunity. This role in this company do allow for relocation allowance, and they have a really great benefits package. The salary range for this role, the pre-construction specialist, is just shy of 6 figures, and they offer a 10% annual bonus as well. So really good to look into if you have that drafting background, AutoCAD background. But again, please check out our website, hiremilitary.us. We have 60 plus direct hire vacancies. We'd love to be able to share more information with you on those as well. So Lucy, I know you have tons of SkillBridge roles to share too.
I do. I'm just going to do very top line today. So if anything sounds like it tickles your fancy or you want to hear more, drop a comment in the chat. We will post the URL after the event, because if we post it while we're live, LinkedIn likes to delete it for us. Or connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a DM, and I can give you more information. But SkillBridge, or CSP, as the Army calls it, the Career Skills Program, we provide internship opportunities for eligible transitioning service members during their last 6 months of service. Our average internships are around 90 to 120 days, but we certainly work with you based on your eligibility and your availability. If you have your own company that you want to bring to us because they are not registered with the DoD or with the Army CSP, we can absolutely help facilitate that and host that as well. So we are here to support you in any which way that we can for SkillBridge. But the roles that we have today, absolute wave tops. If you are in the aircraft mechanics or the avionics industry and you are looking for an AMP licensed role or an unlicensed mechanic role post-active duty, we have got internships currently in Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, San Antonio, Texas, and we are adding locations in Ohio, in California, and in Alaska to that in the next few weeks as well. So if you are looking for an AMP or an unlicensed aviation mechanic role, definitely throw information down here or DM me and I will share some more detail with you. In addition, awesome opportunity with a company, a partner of ours, Sprout Social. If you are familiar with social media, you may have seen Sprout Social in the corner somewhere. They definitely work in this world. We have a sales development associate role. This position is remote and it only applies to members living in a specific 36 approved states. I'm not going to go through those right now, but they are on our website, so I will be able to share those with you. They are an industry leader in the tech industry, and they provide an all-in-one social media management platform. They are looking for people with clear passion and interest in business-to-business sales and a focus on generating new leads. They will teach you how to do this. And this is a great opportunity if you are looking to get into business development or relationship management or ultimately account management in the civilian sector, in the corporate world. Their preferred communication for this role include really great organizational skills. Presentation and communication skills need to be spot on, specifically phone, email, and every other which way when it comes to communicating. Their first cohort does start in April. So this is a cohort-based model rather than based on your availability. So I think we are looking at the beginning of April for that date. So if you are interested in this type of internship, definitely do connect with us. Finally, when it comes to the SkillBridge internship side, we work with Masonites. You probably are familiar with us talking about them. If you are not, they are a design and manufacturer of doors. And they currently have multiple internships placed with us, but I wanted to highlight the newest ones that we have received this week. They've got an HR generalist role, which is for somebody really who really doesn't have much HR experience. And that SkillBridge internship, we've got one in Stanley, Virginia, which is about an hour and a half west even of the DC metro area. We have one in Pittsburgh, Kansas. We have a maintenance manager role just outside of Dallas in Mesquite, Texas. We have a maintenance manager role in Charlotte, North Carolina. A quality manager role just outside of Wright-Patt Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio, and other roles in North Dakota and Alabama. So if you are looking for a manufacturing production supervisory role, definitely connect with me. And even if you are not planning to move back to those locations, or they're not locations of choice for you, but the roles kind of sound interesting, still do send me a DM, because we could see what we could do and see if there are any other opportunities coming up in other locations. A couple of other things I wanted to mention today. I know that we are 1 second over. We do work with Skillstorm on their IT training program. This opportunity is all over our website, but just a very top line. They are looking for transitioning service members who are open and hoping to get into the tech, cyber, IT space post-active duty, and they have got great immersive tech training programs through COOL funding. So if you are in one of the military branches that can access this through COOL, I think currently the Navy and the Marines are the ones that can't, but the others can. I really would recommend taking a look at these, especially if you're looking for a career in cloud or cyber. They have all of the certifications that you will need ready for optimal success post-active duty. So that was just one piece I wanted to share. Kate, it's been a big one today. There's a lot of information.
Absolutely. So just a caveat, if anyone is looking for full position descriptions, we also offer full salary transparency as well at our website for all of our vacancies, both direct hire and SkillBridge. So if you want to find out more, just hit up our website. You can view all of that information and more there.
Thank you, Kate, for joining us. And it just leaves me to say at 2:32 or 10:32 a.m. if you're in Alaska and 4 hours behind the rest of the world. Thank you for joining us. It's been a blast today. So much to share with you. Really appreciate your time, and we will see you next Tuesday for another Hot Jobs with Higher Military. Take care. Bye-bye.